Well, I was talking about this today with a friend, how it feels like as soon as you've got a camera facing on you, it's like the whole world is watching you. It's funny how disconcerting of an idea that can be. Well, I will say, looking out at my neighbours' apartments makes everything a whole lot easier. And here we are. I thought like 5 minutes a day, 5 or 10 minutes a day, I don't know, whatever. Why not in a lifetime? Um, Try anything like this. It felt like this year, this year, it's been my 29th year. It has been a real sticky, funny year. Um, and whilst at moments it's felt forced, it's also felt really, really. I don't know if I'd say authentic. It's hard to say. Really grounding. Maybe really grounding is not a bad word for it. It's weird though, 20 years into the 21st century, 20 years into the second millennium, like this weird aura that as if we were meant to have solved so many issues by now, with advances in technology and with having this platform of the internet and social media and social networking, as if the sharing of information would have already led to some really massive breakthroughs, but on like a humanitarian scale. And if anything, it's almost created more issues, or at least opened our eyes to just the magnitude of the issues that we face. I mean, I'm not even just talking about climate change, but like the craziness of the human condition as well. And that's actually a big reason why I started this. I just it feels like the word spectrum is this really applicable word in life at the moment, where people polarize so quickly, and if you pay enough attention you realize that if you don't polarize but rather you acknowledge that everyone has a place on a scale of what they believe in, or how they perceive things, or how their feelings are towards a subject, whether it's something really powerful or almost sensitive, like race or sexual, gender, sexual orientation, political alignments, belief in what a government's meant to do for your people, for your nation, for your culture. To realize that it's not just one thing that's right, but there's a spectrum to everything. There's a spectrum of yes, I believe in this, to no, I believe in that, and to float in the middle of it and to feel comfortable not polarizing yourself at any one moment. I don't really, I wonder where I was going with that, but it feels like at least to acknowledge that at any one area of your life, to acknowledge that it's a spectrum and not just cold hard yes and no's and blacks and whites and goods and bads. It's really similar to exercise. I mean, that's kind of the reason I actually wanted to make some of these videos originally. I thought I'd believe in myself and do something about it, and create a bit of a company and a business idea. Although that's quite slow to get off the ground. But yeah, it feels like, at least at this point in a lifetime, why not start to make videos that, or just at least talk and share something about yourself that is, truly authentic. And forget that it's a really disconcerting experience to have a camera on you at any one moment. Like, it changes things. Like, just because someone's looking at you or listening to you, that should somehow change the way you act. I really love to make more of these videos just to share some experiences around that. I'm one of the younger generation who's growing up in an age of information and technology and social platforms, and just to have kind of battled through a lot of mental anguish regarding that, and to exist in a culture that you feel at odds with at moments. Maybe that's really valuable. Maybe that could stand for something someday, or at least it's worth it for at least one person to hear a shared thought. That's another massive valuable lesson. I mean, communication is everything, especially when it becomes honest communication. I mean, that's a life lesson for itself. Anyway, looking forward to this. Totally get that it was a cringy start to this, by the way, with the whole, and here we are. Oh, is that the YouTube channel you got, Ethan? Oh, that was really poetic.